What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I really hate about the R35 GTR. So number 1 has to be the gear shifts in auto. For some reason Nissan decided that in auto mode, when you're cruising around, the car needs to shift really quickly and get into 6th gear very fast. So what you find is that when you're putting around town in auto mode, it'll quickly go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then suddenly at 40 or 50 kilometers an hour, you're already in 6th gear, and pretty much if you put your foot down, you'll have to downshift a couple of times. For me, that just seems a little bit silly. The next thing, or number 2 for me, is all the clunks and bangs. Now, if you're not used to the car or don't know, that's just how it is from factory. All the clunks and bangs that you hear, whether it's gear shifts or the differential, whatever it is all standard and meant to be that way. Nissan designed this at the start to be an all-out car that you can take to the racetrack, and hence you get all the clunks and bangs. So it sounds a bit rattly, but it's actually meant to be that way. So number 3 on the list has to be the standard interior for the R35. Mine came with an ugly cream interior, which over the course of the last couple of years, you can see it here, I've slowly changed it so that we can have a nice black Alcantara with red double stitching. I've changed the steering wheel, changed the front seats. We've got lighter Recaro Sportster front seats. These are actually in total about 60 or 70 kilos lighter than stock, so I've got a bit of a weight advantage compared to a normal GTR. But anyway, the interior is super ugly stock. It really could have done with much better materials. It's plasticky, but you know, we've changed that. We've gone with Alcantara panels, we've gone with some carbon fiber panels, and obviously we've got the 2 upgraded front seats as well. Number 4 on the list has to be the engine bay. It is really tight and very difficult to work on. Basically, to do almost anything on the motor requires either very small hands or for you to do major removal of components to get to. So for example, if you want to build the motor, you pretty much have to drop the engine. To change the front diff, again, you need to drop the engine. To change turbos, you need to drop the engine. So if you build it and then change your mind about the turbos that you want to run on the car, you pretty much have to drop the engine again and spend all that money on labor to change turbos. And finally, you have GTR tax, which on these cars pretty much means you pay double for everything. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. There's a huge demand for these cars. There's a huge demand for performance out of these cars, and as a result, there's, you know, additional tax, or not really tax, but additional charges that everyone thinks they can slap onto. And pretty much, you know, if it was a turbo change on a normal car, on this car you'd probably pay 3 times as much. You know, rebuild an engine, well, given how complicated this one is, you're pretty much paying 2 or 3 times as much. Anything and almost everything on this car costs so much more than any other ordinary performance car. It's just insane, but so worth it when you get the results. Anyway, that's my 5 pet peeves, or 5 things I really hate about the R35 GTR, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.